So you have narrowed it down to the state of North Carolina. But now you're sitting there and going back and forth, Charlotte or Raleigh, Charlotte or Raleigh, and you can't make up your mind. Well, the good news is that you're not alone. I hear this all the time, and I'm going to help you settle it today. Not by telling you which city is better, because that is actually the wrong question, but by helping you figure out which one is right for your situation. We are going to go through jobs, housing, cost of living, lifestyle, and suburbs. All of it, okay? With real current numbers from real sources. So by the end of the video, you can actually make a decision and move forward. So as always, my name is Daniel Moravell. I'm a Charlotte real estate agent here with many years of experience working in this market. And I've helped buyers and sellers all across the greater Charlotte metro, North and South Carolina. And this is going to be the most straightforward comparison you are going to find anywhere. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, before I get into the numbers, let me tell you about a call I had not too long ago. So this one guy reached out to me, relocating from up north. I believe it was Connecticut or New Jersey. But anyway, good job offer on the table. And the first thing he said to me was, "Hey, Danny, I cannot decide whether I'm gonna go to Charlotte or Raleigh. Can you just tell me which one is better?" And I was like, well, I'm not going to tell you which one is better, but I'm going to ask you one question. What do you do for work? And he said he was in tech. And I simply replied, go to Raleigh. He moved there a few months later and he loves it. That is honestly how straightforward this decision can be once you have the right information. And that is exactly what I'm going to give you today. So let me start with the big picture of both cities, because these numbers are going to put everything else in context. According to the US Census Bureau, Charlotte just added more residents between 2024 and 2025 than any other city in the entire country. More than any other city, that's right. The current population sits at just under 965,000 people. And the Charlotte metro region grows roughly about 157 new residents every single day. Now, the Charlotte Regional Business Alliance projects that the region will grow by about 50% by 2050. That's going from about 3 million people today to about 4.6 million people. Raleigh is also growing fast. And according to Homes.com, Raleigh was the fastest growing major market in the country by percentage from 2024 to 2025. So let me be straight with you right here. Both of these cities are absolutely booming. Both are growing fast. Both are pulling people in from all over the country. The question is, which one fits your lifestyle better? And that starts with one thing above everything else, and that's jobs. This is the number one factor for most people making this decision. And once you understand how different these two job markets are, a lot of other stuff starts to fall into place on its own. So Charlotte is the second largest banking and financial center in the United States, and that's behind only New York City. Bank of America is headquartered right here. There's also Truist and Wells Fargo East Coast operations here too. And a deep network of corporate financial services, fintech companies all call Charlotte home. And according to the Charlotte Regional Business Alliance, financial jobs in the Charlotte metro have grown 42% since 2000. And that's just compared to 10% nationally over the same period. Charlotte also had its best corporate recruitment year in a decade in 2025 and was ranked number 2 in the country for corporate headquarters deals by Site Selection magazine in 2026. Now, Raleigh runs a completely different engine, and that's called the Research Triangle Park, which sits between Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, and is one of the largest and most established research and technology hubs in the entire country. You may know companies like Apple, Google, Pfizer, and IBM all have significant presence there. You also have big name schools there like Duke, UNC Chapel Hill, and NC State. 3 major universities driving big demand for tech, biotech, life sciences, and research roles. According to salary.com, employers in Raleigh pay about 1.6% more on average than here in Charlotte, which makes sense given how concentrated the high-paying tech and research salaries are in that market. So here are the simple versions on jobs. Finance, banking, corporate, Charlotte. Tech, biotech, research, and academia, Raleigh. And if you know which world your career lives in, that one answer might be all you need to know. Now let's talk about housing, and I'm going to use one source for both cities. So you're comparing apples to apples the whole way through. So according to Redfin, the median sale price in Charlotte over the last 3 months, ending in April 2026, was $429,000. That's up about 2% compared to the same time last year. Homes in Charlotte are averaging about 55 days on the market right now, which is up from 45 days last year, meaning buyers have a little bit more breathing room and negotiating power than they did before. Now for Raleigh, and that's also according to Redfin, the median home price is sitting right around $445,000. That's up just 0.3% year over year. So what does that actually mean? Charlotte comes in about $16,000 cheaper in the median home price right now. So Charlotte and Raleigh, they are honestly closer than most people expect, but Charlotte does have a real affordability edge. And here's something worth knowing if you are buying right now. According to Zillow, Charlotte was ranked the number 3 most buyer-friendly large housing market in the entire country in 2026. More inventory, less competition, and a strong expected growth ahead. That is a meaningful advantage if you want to buy without getting in the stressful bidding war situation. All right, guys, so stick with me because coming up, I'm going to tell you something about the lifestyle difference between the two cities that most comparison videos completely miss. So let's talk about cost of living. I'm going to keep this simple because I think too many videos throw numbers at you until your eyes glaze over. According to Salary.com's direct 2026 comparison, living in Raleigh runs about 5% more expensive than in Charlotte overall. Housing is the biggest driver of that gap. And for most families, that is what actually moves the needle month to month. Breaking it down a little further, Raleigh home prices run about 15% higher than in Charlotte, according to Apartments.com as well. Utilities in Raleigh run about 12% lower than in Charlotte. And healthcare in Raleigh costs about 14% more. So the simple version is Charlotte is cheaper overall, but Raleigh is cheaper on your monthly utility bills. And if healthcare costs are a significant factor for your family, Raleigh is going to hit harder there too. One thing both cities share equally is North Carolina has a flat income tax rate of 3.99%, or almost 4. So no difference there regardless of which city you choose. So now let's talk lifestyle. And this is honestly where these two cities feel the most different day to day. Charlotte has a genuine urban core. Uptown is walkable, dense with some office buildings, restaurants, and things to do. A lot of things to do. And the light rail system connects it straight down through South End and NoDa. And those are the two most popular and energetic neighborhoods in the entire city right now. South End has become one of the hottest food and nightlife and fitness scenes in the Southeast. Breweries, restaurants, rooftop bars, just to name a few. The kind of neighborhood where you walk out your front door and everything you need is within a few blocks. Now, NoDa is the arts district. Live music, murals, independent coffee shops, things like that. A completely different vibe and the kind of neighborhood that surprises people who have never been to Charlotte before. Now, the city also has the Panthers, the Hornets, and CLT, or Charlotte Douglas International Airport, which is one of the best connecting airports in the Southeast. And that matters a lot if you travel for work or just want to go home, to the family without a terrible layover. Now, Raleigh has a great downtown scene that has grown significantly over the recent years. Good food, good bars, genuine energy, but is more spread out than Charlotte's urban core. What Raleigh has that is genuinely special is the Triangle. You are close to Durham and Chapel Hill, the 3 major universities that create a cultural and intellectual energy that is hard to replicate. If that academic community feel matters to you, Raleigh delivers in a way Charlotte just simply does not. So let's talk about suburbs, because a lot of people watching this are going to end up living outside of the city anyway. And this is where I can speak from real experience because I work these markets every single week. Now, Charlotte's suburbs are exceptional. Places like Fort Mill, Indian Trail, Waxhaw, Huntersville, Mooresville, Concord, Cornelius, just to name a few, are all within the 20 to 40 minutes from Uptown. And they offer some of the best value for the families anywhere in the Southeast right now. Places like Union County, which covers Waxhaw and Indian Trail in the South End, is home to one of the top 2 school districts in the entire state of North Carolina, according to niche.com 2026 ranking. And with the Charlotte Metro projected to grow by 50% between now and 2050, that long-term appreciation potential in those suburbs is backed by real substantial demand. I have a full video on each of these suburbs right here on this channel, with real numbers, school info, commute times, and cost of living. So go check out those videos after this one if you want a deeper dive on any of those suburbs. Raleigh suburbs are also strong. Places like Cary, Apex, Morrisville, and Wake Forest. Now, Morrisville is important to know because we have a Mooresville in Charlotte and then Morrisville in Raleigh. So a lot of people get that confused, and there's a big difference, like a 2.5 hour drive between those two. And Wake County Public Schools is a really well regarded school district. But for the breadth of options at different price points. And the overall lifestyle value you get in Charlotte's suburbs ring, Charlotte has a real edge for families, in my opinion. All right, so let me just give you the honest bottom line. Choose Charlotte if your career is in finance, banking, corporate services, or logistics. You want a lower overall cost of living with a real urban energy, and you want a wide selection of suburbs with strong schools and a serious long-term growth behind them. You want one of the best connected airports in the region, and you want to be in the market where buyers have a real opportunity right now. And conversely, choose Raleigh if your career is in tech, biotech, life sciences, research, or academia. You want to be close to the Research Triangle Park and the other 3 major universities that we mentioned. And you prefer that more spread out academic and research-driven city feel too. And the higher salaries in the specific fields outweigh slightly higher cost of living. And here's the honest truth I want to leave with you. You genuinely cannot make a bad choice between these 2 cities. North Carolina was ranked the #1 state for workforce development in 2026 by Site Selection magazine. Both cities are growing, both have strong job markets, both are dramatically more affordable than the major coastal cities most people are moving away from. The question has never been which city is better, it has always been which one is better for you. And if Charlotte is where you're landing, I have an entire library of suburb videos on this channel. Places like Fort Mill, Indian Trail, Mooresville, Waxhaw, Huntersville, and Concord. Every one of them has a real current numbers and honest breakdowns. So go check out those videos after this one, and I'll meet you over there. If this video helped you get even a little bit more clarity, please hit that subscribe button because I put out Charlotte area content every single week. And I cover every suburb in this market in exactly this kind of detail. Hit that like button too. It helps this video reach more people who are sitting there making that exact decision you are right now. And if Charlotte is where you're heading, whether that is a few months from now or you're just starting research, I would love to be your resource. There is a link in the description below, so that way you can grab a free 15-minute call with me. And of course, no pressure, no sales pitch, just a real honest conversation about your situation and what's going to work best for you and your family. Now, I work with buyers from all over the country every single week. First-time buyers, move-up buyers, and full-on relocations. And I would love to help you figure out if Charlotte is the right fit for you. So the link is right below, and I'll see you on the next one. And before you go, I have got videos going deep into the best Charlotte suburbs right here. So go check those out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.